What's up, everyone? Jamie JC West here again with another review for you guys. I've kind of gone back and forth on how I wanted to do this. If I wanted to do the up close stuff, or I don't know, more just tell you what my experiences with the Foggatti has been for the the last 8-9 days. So I've decided it's really just going to be more thoughts and final impressions on the Foggatti, because there's already a couple of decent reviews out there that show it really broken down and up close. So without further ado, this is going to be the Foggatti from vaporizers.co.uk, and here we go. So here we go. It's been I had about 10 days. I've been using it. Pretty exclusively, with the exception of a couple of day break that I took from it because I kind of got frustrated with it. I had some comments on one of the replies on one of the threads from I think some of the guys who were involved in the production of this about changing the O-rings out, and I would loosen up the top cap a little bit, and that did help a little bit with adjusting the airflow. I've generally been using it on a GP PAPS 18500 tube, and generally the Foggatti being a 22mm atomizer would work well on any 22mm I guess battery mod. So that that covers your Caravella, your standard Gus, your Gus telescopic, the GP PAPS. It looks rather decent on a Provori, with the exception of the Provori tent. I don't know what you would call that little bevel area. In general, I do still have some problems with it, and the reason I took a break from it is, some of you guys know my format. I'll generally get something and that I want to vape, and I'll use it for 24 hours, 36 hours, and I'll do a first impressions on it, and I did with the Foggatti. And then I decided, just like normal, I would use it kind of exclusively for a week, and I did get to about day 3. I changed the O-rings out, and the top cap got a little easier to use, but then it was a little loose, and so I was getting the airflow working properly. I put another coil on it, and instead of trying to go around the outside of the negative screw, I kind of used Scott's method and went on the inside and trapped the wire with the wick, and that did work. So I guess some of my first impressions may have been, I don't know, just from not being extremely familiar with the device, and that's why I do too. I do a first impressions and a final. But there were some problems that were unforgivable. I don't know why, but I got to noticing that I was getting some leaking out of, kind of running down the side of my PAPS, and I couldn't quite figure out what the deal was. And I still haven't identified the problem. I've taken it all apart, I've cleaned it all real well, put it back together. I've done that twice now, and I still get a little leaking out the bottom of it, and that's a little strange because I've never had a Genesis that I had any leaking problems with. So I don't know what's causing that, or where that issue's coming from, but I don't know. Maybe it's just this one. There could be a fault, but we'll have a vape on it, and then a couple more thoughts. Got a U-wick on it. U-wick does work very well, but besides the leaking, I guess, and the slight learning curve on the negative post, and me personally feeling that it's generally only practical to run a U-wick on this, because then you've got 2 open holes. I don't like even if I tried to run a single wick on it, I would never use a 2mm wick, and it's got 2mm wick holes. I generally, 2.5 is kind of the minimum I would want. 3 is kind of a sweet spot for me, and anything above 3 I can make work. So for 2mm, again, for my style of vaping, and again, this is all just opinion, for my style of vaping, a single wick on the 2mm wick hole is not going to work, and I don't love the U-wick. I haven't found that it really wicks that much better than a nice, 3mm hollow walled single wick. So I would say that's kind of beyond the leaking and the top cap, which did get better with changing the O-rings out. I don't know. If I was to, if I had $200 to go spend on an Addy, I have to ask myself this question: and what would I go buy? And to be honest, I'd probably, and it's not just because it's made in America, I'd probably go run down an AC9. I think it would be as easy to get a hold of, and an AC9 more suits my style of vaping. So I don't know. I know there's, and you guys know how the rumor mill can be. There's some chatter that there's going to be some changes made to it, and I can't confirm or deny any of that. I don't know really what they would change about it. So, yeah, to touch on the top cap, I don't really get the leaving all of the stainless steel material in the top cap. I'd say you just make the top cap smaller, but I mean then you can't get low enough to. You can't, I don't know, maybe you couldn't make it smaller because it'd be all over the positive post. So I noticed that whenever I take a vape off of it, there's a lot more, there's a popping inside of it, that it seems like it may be the juice popping off the coil, hitting that really, really tight interior. Something I haven't gotten on any other Genesis. So yeah, for me it's not my favorite. Some people love it though, and so this is all just, it doesn't necessarily suit my style of vaping, so I don't really know what else I can say about it. It is a decent atomizer. It's just, for me, it's got some issues, so that's what I got. We'll take one more vape off of it and call that a day. Pretty decent vapor. I noticed my menthol juice, I don't quite get that cold out of it that I get out of some of the ones that I really prefer. But that could be some of the design. There's you can tell they really went into a lot of effort to add features to this device, and I don't know, is it features for the sake of features, or is it innovation that quite didn't make the mark? So I don't know. That's what I got. That's my final thoughts of the Foggatti. If there is a revision 2, I'm sure we'll absolutely revisit it. But for me, it's kind of, I probably won't keep it. So that's it. Be strong, vape on. JC West. I'll see you again next time.